Now we're going to look at the flat direction of the circle of fifths. You can see on the circle there, I have the circle of fifths. There's arrow pointing to the clockwise direction, and then I have another arrow pointing in the counterclockwise direction. So the order of the flats as you go around that side, the flat side of the circle, is based on fifths as well, but it's an interval of a fourth up. It's the same as going down an interval of a fifth. So you can imagine if you're going around the circle to clockwise from C, and you're going up fifths, then if you want to go counterclockwise from C, you're going down fifths, right? But it's kind of harder to count backwards a fifth in music, so it's easier just to count up a fourth because they're the same. A down a fifth is the same as up a fourth in terms of what note that you land on. Here's, for example, here's up a fourth from C, C, D, E, F, right? If you go down a fifth from C, C, B, A, G, F, you land on F. It's just easier to count up a fourth. And so if you go through the same process, but flat notes, the sentence that you're going to make is big evil animals dig graves carrying forks. I'm sure there's other sentences out there, but that's the one I kind of made it up like when I was in music class in college, and it stuck with me. So in keys with flats, you can also tell what key you are in by looking at the key signature, all right? But it's not quite done the same way as the sharps. In flatted keys, the key you're in is the actual second to last flat in the list. Okay. So if you have B flat, E flat, and A flat, that's big evil animals, that's the order, right? B flat, E flat, A flat, what key are you in? You're in the second to last flat. So you are in the key of E flat Ionian, or one of its related modes. This works for all flatted keys except F, because F just has one flat. So you just have to remember F Ionian has one flat, and it's B flat. Another interesting thing is, it's obvious if you think about it, but the order, the sharp side order, is the opposite of the flat side order. So if you read the fat cat sentence in reverse, the words will be in the order of the flats, the big evil animals dig graves carrying forks order. Now this has implications. You might wonder why is this important? Well, this has implications in moving between modes in a specific key. So going around the circle of fifths in the sharp direction does the same thing at each stop. Sharp to seventh scale degree at the new key. Right? So here's the example for G Ionian. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. That gets the half steps where they're supposed to be, between the third and fourth and the seventh and eighth. Now going around the circle of fifths in the flat direction also does the same thing at each stop, but it does something different than the sharp direction. It flats the fourth scale degree. So here we are, F Ionian. We need the half steps between the third and fourth and seventh and eighth. So we have F, G, A as 1, 2, 3, but we need a half step between the next notes, and so we need to flat that B. So now we have the half step. So that's the fourth scale degree, it's flatted, and so as we go around the circle of fifths, that's what we'll do each time, is we'll be flatting the fourth note in order to get those half steps where they're supposed to be. So the circle of fifths shows the notes of each Ionian mode key by progressively sharping or flatting the same scale degree at each new key. Here's another little subtopic. These are terms called relative minor and relative major. For example, the key of A flat Ionian has 4 flats: B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. Big evil animals dig, right? And the key that you're in is the second to the last flat. See that? It's A flat. So that's A flat Ionian, right? Now there's something called the relative minor or Aeolian of any major Ionian mode key is on the 6th scale degree of that major scale. So in this case, it's F minor. So let's do the notes of the A flat Ionian. Those are A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F is the 6th note. So the relative minor of A flat Ionian is F Aeolian, or F minor. So they have the same key signatures, right? Because they're it's just the 6th. It's in the mode. It's from the mode chart. Okay, it's if you're in A flat Ionian, if you put together the mode chart for A flat Ionian, the 6th one down it would be F, and so it's just a commonly used, the relative minor, relative major. It's a pretty common concept, and so people just remember that it's the 6th scale degree is the relative minor of any major. And here's a little example here. So F Aeolian has those B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. So similarly, if just logically, you would see that if you were in an Aeolian scale, the relative major is on the 3rd scale degree. So in this case, if you start on F, it goes F, G, A flat, and so those two modes are related. Now there's another term called parallel major and minor. We just did relative major and minor, and now there's another term called parallel major and minor, but they have different key signatures. So we're going to use F Ionian and F Aeolian as an example. F Ionian only has one flat, right? It's the first key. If you go the counterclockwise in the circle of fifths from C, you reach F, and it has one flat, and it's B flat. So F major has one flat, and it's B. F Aeolian has 4 flats because it is the relative minor of A flat major. So they have different key signatures. It's just a good concept to be aware of. Okay, now we're going to start talking specifically about the harmonica and the circle of fifths. So the harp positions progress in the sequence of the circle of fifths, which was a revelation for me when I first realized it. This was back before the internet. There was, you just kind of discovered this stuff as you went along trying to learn it. So on a C harmonica, it's just the simplest case, right? You can see that on the C harp, the 12th position starts on F, and that's the fat, right? And it's a fifth below C. That's 12th position. First position is C. That's the key that the harmonica would be in, and that's cats, right? Fat cats. Second position starts on G, which is the Mixolydian mode. It starts on the G note of the C harmonica. See how that's two whole draw, right? Third position starts on D, which is Dorian. Fat cats go down, and that is Dorian mode. That's called third position. But it's the second note in the mode chart, right? So they're kind of hopping around, and I'm going to show you that it's a pattern. Fourth position starts on A. That's Aeolian. It's fat cats go down alleys, right? And then fifth position starts on E. That's Phrygian mode. And the sixth position starts on B, Locrian mode. Every single harmonica, those positions correspond to those modes. They don't correspond to the same notes, though, because you're not always going to be on a C harp, right? C harp is just the simplest case because there's no sharps or flats diatonically on the harmonica. It's just best for showing these principles, and then once you get those embedded in your head, then it's easy to go between harps and apply the same principles. So why did I show 12th position before first position? Well, as you can see, it's because it's kind of a circle. A circle of His is a circle, and it kind of wraps around to the beginning. And so you can see that 12th position is a fifth below C. All right, and the diatonic. Now this is where we're gonna establish a pattern here. So the diatonic mode at each position follows a pattern as well. So on any diatonic harp, here you go. First position is mode 1, which is Ionian. Second position is mode 5, which is Mixolydian. Third position is Dorian, mode 2. Fourth position is Aeolian, mode 6. Fifth position is Phrygian, mode 3. And sixth position is mode 7, or Locrian. And the 12th position is mode 4, which wraps around, it's the Lydian. So you can see there's a little graphic up there, the order of the modes, 1, 5, 2, 6, 3, 7, 4. And then so that's, you just have to memorize that. That's a really important pattern to memorize. 1, 5, 2, 6, 3, 7, 4. And as we're going to see, memorize it in the opposite direction is going to be important as well. So, what if you wanted to stay in the same key but play in a different mode? This is a common thing harp players think about when selecting a harp to play. For example, if you're playing a C harp in first position diatonically, you're playing in C Ionian. Now, what if the song that you're about to play is a blues song in C? Blues is the Aeolian mode, C minor. First position diatonic is Ionian major, and it's not going to sound right for blues. It's just not the right mode. So we're going to start talking about adding flats to change modes. You can see I have another graphic at the bottom there that has the flats and the sharps added, and there you can see that's the opposite. The numbers there are the opposite of the order of the modes. In the order of the sharps and flats is 7, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1, 4, and the order of the modes is 1, 5, 2, 6, 3, 7, 4, and so it's the opposite. So let's take a look here at the C Ionian mode with no flats and no sharps in it, and that's, I have an arrow pointing up to that mode and to those no sharps or flats. That's what the little minus sign there means. Is there's no sharp or flat, and it's pointing at the Ionian mode. Now we're going to go to the first flat. We flat. What order? What flat do we go to first? Oh, it's a 7, because that's what the numeric pattern says to do. So we flat that 7th scale degree, and now we are in, and there's that order of modes, 1, 5. So now we're in Mixolydian mode. So you're going from mode 1 to mode 5, and you're going from no flats or sharps to flatting the 7th. And that gets you in the same key, still in C. That gets you to the Mixolydian mode by adding that first next flat. How about if we add another next flat? The next one, well, look at the pattern, 7, 3. We will flat the 3rd, and that is the E. So now we're going to have an E flat, and look at the order of the modes, 1, 5, 2. So now we're in Dorian mode, right? So we can play C Dorian by adding 2 flats. Oh, if we add 3 flats, we can actually get all the way to C minor. And so if we flat the 7th, 3, and the 6th. So now we're flatting the 6th note, which is the A flat. And so now we're in C Aeolian mode. And you can see the order of modes also 1, 5, 2, 6. Don't confuse the flatting the sixth with the sixth mode. That's just a coincidence that, yeah, we flatted the sixth and we're in the sixth mode. It just happened to coincide that way. So each subsequent flat, you can count this out. It's an interval of a fifth below the previous flat. It's just something to just notice. Everything's related by fifths, you know. So to play blues in first position, you'll need to play 2 or 3 extra flats, which is not optimal. There are better ways.